So the left in America, the Democrats, anyone involved in identity politics, they're absolutely obsessed with how black people are supposedly taken advantage of and pushed to the bottom of the economic ladder by whites, by middle class people, by those two groups, basically anyone who's white or middle class and above, because of racism and because of reasons, right? Well, my main problem, and one of the big things that I worry about when I think about this issue, is black political leadership. I think that a lot of them are predatory. I think that they take advantage of the black community. And I think they're of a poorer quality overall when compared to white leadership or any other type of politician. Why is that? Because black people tend to be poor and they tend to be less educated. So by necessity of those two, regardless of how that happened, regardless of how black people got poor, stayed poor, or didn't become better educated, it's just a fact. And this is something that the left agrees with me on. So because of those two things, the kind of leaders that come out of the black community are of poor quality. Either that or the bad ones get through. They get through the net because the black community isn't watching their leaders and doing proper monitoring of them. So a good example is this piece of shit from Florida named Corrine Brown. She was in Congress for over 25 years. She got really high marks from all the people that you would think that she would get high marks from. Pro-abortion groups liked her, liberal groups liked her, and I'm sure that she got plenty of awards from civic organizations and from people all over the country for being black, for being a woman, and for being in Congress, and for being a loudmouth. She was a mover and shaker both in Florida politics and at the national level. Well, it turns out that she and her friends took in $800,000 worth of donations that were supposed to go for scholarships and all this other stuff, and I think that they distributed 2 or 3,000 of that and put the other 790 something thousand dollars in their pockets and spent on bullshit. So this ought to cause people in the black community to turn inwards and look and see what kind of politicians they're electing, or maybe wondering what their politicians are doing once they elect them. And I have personal experience with all this, so if you think that I'm being racist with what I'm saying, you need to go check your privilege at the door. One of my best friends in the past, he is a black Democrat, and he was an honest man and a good man. And he was an elected official. He won state office. He had a small problem with his campaign finances, and it wasn't due to him stealing money. It was due to an oversight. So I know the difference between a black Democratic politician who's worth a damn and another one, for example, who's taking in tens of thousands of dollars worth of contributions from people who have addresses in public housing. Okay? And then when you point that out, the other politician says, oh, that's an error, let's correct it, and they amend their campaign finance reports. So I know the difference between a crooked black politician and a good black politician. And when I look around at the state and national level, I know that there are too many of the crooked ones. Every type of politician has potential ethics and money problems. It's just something that happens if you get into politics. But I think that a lot of the politicians who are abusing the black community are doing it with full knowledge because they know that their constituents aren't looking at what they're doing. So the takeaway here is not that all blacks are crooked or that all black politicians are corrupt. It's that if you're black and you're represented by a black person, you need to be active and take extra special care, because I think there's a fairly good chance that you're getting robbed right now, and that your community, which has more problems than the white community or the Asian community or maybe even the Hispanic community, you need the help more than everyone else does. So stop letting these people rob you blind and also stealing your voice. If you're sending a crook to represent you in Congress, they're not even going to do the basic job they're supposed to do, and they're going to line their pockets while they're cheating you.